Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for February 10th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. I've got a couple of things to let everybody know. As I mentioned yesterday, I will be on a Sheldon Neidl webinar February 23rd. Excuse me, and you can go to the Sheldon Neidl website, and I'm sure they'll have it listed there as to the time and everything. That's for February 23rd, which is about a little less than 2 weeks from now. And I'm doing another FISIG webinar on March 4th. So you might want to put that in your books. I'm going to talk about a lot of the technicals on what's coming here. So again, it's the FISIG webinar or presentation on March 4th. And then before that, the Sheldon Neidl webinar for February 23rd. We're trying to get as much information out to the planet as we possibly can for those who are receptive. And let's look for a moment at we're all here for a major transition, and a lot of us have been here. We've experienced this before. It isn't like it's our first rodeo, and I think a lot of us have that understanding. It's not an ego. It's not the ego mind. It's just a confidence knowing that we are kind of like anchors stabilizing the planet. And every so often, every several thousand years, and as I mentioned, change is constant. So you understand that all the planets are changing every second. The solar system, all the planets in it, and there are many planets, a lot more than the 9 that they focus on. There's probably 108, over 100 in our solar system. And so see, you begin to understand that there's a lot of things that aren't on balance when, when you talk about astrology, if we got a lot of planets that play, energetic roles and through the whole structure and the whole fabric of existence. And the majority of I'd say 99% of the people on the planet don't even know those planets exist. So, but when you anchor something, you stabilize it. How do you stabilize it? Use, big, huge, some kind of equipment that, you strap it down? No. It is through our intent, our consciousness. It is the collective consciousness of this planet Earth, Gaia. So when we intend for knowing what we've been sharing, knowing that you are a major, powerful creator. So you bring things into reality, you create them, and you move energy. Your thoughts move energy, and they put the energy into motion, which then begins to form and create. That is 24/7. So a lot of the times when we look on this planet and we see, how beautiful things are, and we view them, we are creating the stability on the planet. You'd be surprised the civilizations of this planet and how much they've held it in balance, because we're all synergistic. We all work, we're one. but yet we all have individual experiences. So we literally, together, we form a stabilizing factor for this solar system. And all of the civilizations in this solar system form a stabilizing factor. Doesn't mean that things aren't going to, change. It's not like we are stopping change. It means that we are literally assisting with the transition. It's like, can you stop change? Yeah, you can in certain instances. You can prevent aging. You can immortalize the physical form, which basically stops a form of changing, of aging. You can do other things by stilling existence, but that's another story. But in eventuality, we have change, and that's going on. And then there's the change with everything. So every several thousand years, this solar system goes through a kind of a metamorphosis, a shift and change. We also know that, and some of us have been in it, we've experienced it on this planet and other planets, where the planet has a magnetosphere. And the magnetosphere is basically our shield, our force shield. And what it does is it keeps, large objects from, crashing on the surface of the planet. For the most part, once in a hugely great while, once large enough that gets through and hits the planet, like the one in Russia did many years ago, and then other times on the planet, we can pick out the craters on Earth, and then we can also see them under the oceans. So when we look at this, it's kind of a sacred mission for us. And that's why all of us are assembled, and that's why we're all coming together, the millions of us. And it means that things, when you look at a washing machine, right, you turn it on, it goes through its cycle. That's kind of like how things will, start shifting on the planet. Magnetosphere eventually collapses, and then the sun, it gets superheated more so than it is now, and it re-energizes our magnetosphere, so we end up with a new magnetosphere. Well, while that's going on and magnetosphere collapses, the Earth, it goes wobbly, starts shaking, like a washing machine. Not just, but to give you a kind of example. And so when that occurs, the sun, which actually deteriorates through thousands of years of our magnetosphere until the magnetosphere collapses, and then we have a pole shift, and then we have some shaking and so on and so forth, and then after the shaking, the magnetosphere is re-energized, it comes back up. So it stabilizes the planet again, and everything settles. So, we have two phases here. We have the phase of the projects, the applications, the financial redistribution to the people of the planet, and then we will have the financial resources to rebuild many parts on the planet, so that we will be at the ready. We've done this before, by the way, so it's nothing. It's not a big whoop. So, but as anchors, as well intended in the sacred mission, is to adjust and ease the transition from all aspects of the planet, on and above and below. So that's what we're doing. And we're increasing the vibrational frequency. So you understand, we shift Gaia, Earth Gaia shifts. All right? It's all at once. And you have a three-dimensional planet that basically you've got 1D, 2D, 3D, and then you've got 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D. These are all planets. These are all Earth Gaia planets that exist in different frequencies. So it is not unusual to have the same planet, but inhabiting the same space, but in different frequency. I think some of you, are clear with that and understand that. So it is all about us in the surrendering and relaxing to ourselves, and the sacredness, and to keep turning inwards. And only from within are we in balance. Only from within. There's no other, not outside, only from within. Period. We are part of the collective consciousness. That's why the frequency of the planet has accelerated through the roof. It is because of the collective consciousness. And consciousness is what creates everything. Everything. So when you're talking about I see we're having a little bit, there's probably a little bit of interference, but we do the best we can. But talking about frequencies, and then I have some interference with the phone. We become the highest truth possible. That's because we have the inner journey within us. And this planet needs us, whether I think you won't realize that. It needs us as we need it. So it is a symbiont kind of relationship. And as we become more relaxed and more connected to the gods within us, we begin to understand the sentient being that is housed in this planet. So we're all kind of we all are a family from source creation. How do you think this planet was created? Consciousness. How do you think the sun was created? Consciousness. All these things that we see, how are they created? What created them? Consciousness, pure consciousness, pure energy, high frequency, deep eternal love, deep gratitude. This is why we constantly practice it, so that we're automated. We're literally immersed in it 24/7. And we are major, massive creators. It's just that we have been literally controlled and contained from the very beginning to literally convince us while we're in these physical bodies that we're minuscule, we're superfluous, we're nothing. And it is the opposite. The opposite is the truth. We're super powerful, magnificent, highly in perfection beings that are housed in a biological form that affords us the opportunity to be able to touch and experience things in these forms. That's why we enter them, to experience, as we've talked about. So we're in a constant change and shift, and it's accelerating rapidly. Ringing in the ears, dizziness, weakness, lethargy, fatigue, headaches. Also, when you notice that something has shifted, that it's not the same. Where you live, your surroundings, something has changed and continues to do so. This isn't a figment. This is a truth. And it vibrates deeply within each and every one of us, and we know it. It's not a guessing. It's not a maybe, an if. It's a knowing. And we all know this. We are preoccupied with the the inconsistencies of the dark matter frequencies. We are occupied with the ascension, with increasing the vibrational frequencies of the planet and moving into a different existence. And since a lot of us are in 5D and are just starting to adjust, this is why a lot of the things that you had viewed or that you had interest in, you no longer do. It isn't something that you're pursuing anymore. It's the journey within us that is crucial. We have a divine beingness inside these bodies. It is omnipotently powerful. We were created out of pure, deep, eternal love from source creation. And we are absolute perfection. We have no, as the God within these bodies, there is no flaw. See? There's no flaw. And so when we go into bodies and we experience certain things, it depends on how we are educated, how we are taught while we're in these bodies. And, the dark matter frequencies have known this since the beginning. So that means that if you teach a civilization a certain way, the civilization is never going to remember or identify itself from within as the gods that they all are. See? They will believe that they don't have the ability to lead themselves. They don't have the ability to think for themselves. They don't have the ability to govern themselves. They just aren't capable. We must lead them. We must govern them. We must think for them. And that's what's basically, if you really desired and want to understand the crux of all of it, that's what it is. Period. That's what it is. And each and every one of you, all of us, have the power to shift and change anything. It's just that when we become conscious, we're able to understand it. We're able to embrace the divinity that we are. And this is what's happening. We're not preoccupied with little incidentals, little trivial things that we build into a massive situation. We're just not interested in that anymore. It doesn't occupy us. Therefore, if it comes across in a thought, we just dismiss it because it isn't something that we care to put our attention on. Our attention is on ourselves, each other, and the planet that supports us. Right now, that's where our attention is. Now, we also know that there is, we know about Atlantis, and we know about that civilization which covered the planet at one time, Lemuria, Mu. There's a lot of different civilizations, many that have never, ever been discussed, that have existed on this planet through millions of years. And we understand that we, right now, are the civilization, all right? We are here, and we are divine. And our sacred mission is to continue to transform, to change, to shift, to understand, to comprehend, to keep everything inward. And the higher truth is never, ever, ever discovered on the outside. Only from within is the truth. Nothing on the outside, really, honestly, it is just adventure. It is just experience. That's it. Everything is inside of us. Everything. All of it. Whatever you desire, whatever your direction, whatever your motivation, whatever is within you. It's an absolute fact. It cannot be debated. It is an eternal association with the gods that we are. It is a love that is unfathomable. It is absolutely perfection. Divinity is our relationship with the gods that each and every one of us are. This is our true power. It has never been on our outside. It is absolutely everything that we have been tricked into believing outside of ourselves. The games, the ploys, all of the things, the technologies that keep us distracted. All of these things have no meaning. They're just distractions to keep us away from the gods that we are, constantly keeping us away from the gods that we are. But that's not working. And we have ascended into higher frequencies. And as we do this, clarity becomes apparent. We are consciously aware of more and more and more. We can just briefly view and see. We don't judge. We don't really have a comment. We just keep moving forward and up into the higher and higher frequencies. Because it is all about being always in bliss, in joy, in peace. That's what it's about. It isn't about having. It isn't about owning. It isn't about money. It isn't about any of that. It is about bliss, moving ourselves into a state of enlightenment through our own decision, through our own direction, in our own way, and discovering the power that each and every one of us house. Because we are absolutely sacred and magnificent. All of us are. And all of us deserve the best of everything. We always have. It isn't about, a couple here, a couple there. It is everyone. Every single one of us. And this is becoming more and more apparent. And in eventuality, once each and every one of us come to the full realization and understanding with clear consciousness that we are the magnificent perfection of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, we will embrace it without ego, with confidence through the heart-mind, through generosity, kindness, gentleness. We will embrace what we are. We will no longer be in a battle against ourselves. And we'll release all of the tension and the stress because we have literally gone within ourselves. And that's where we stay, within ourselves. The rest of the stuff is just distraction. This is what's holding this planet together. We are. Our consciousness. This is what keeps this planet from being destroyed. We do. Our consciousness. When something happens or occurs, when, like these different ridiculous viruses that are engineered, synthesized, we intend them to dispel, disperse. We transmute them all into neutralite substance with the purple transmuting flame. These are our powers. This is what makes part of us up. And they're gone. It's gone. It doesn't take a huge understanding to know where the power is. It is with all of us in this civilization. When we intend something to be gone, it is gone. Period. We don't do it out of hatred. We don't do it out of anger. We don't do it out of frustration. We do it out of love. Pure love. We intend it to be gone, and it's gone. It's that simple. It isn't rocket science. And that's because we continue to travel within ourselves. We continue to go within ourselves. We continue our journey, and we embrace, and our relationship with the God within us becomes more and more and more. We have two variances. We have this existence in a physical form. Then we have our true existence in a God form. Now, what happens when we bring those together and they become one? Right now, it isn't one in many perspectives, because so many of us embrace the physical and are literally enticed and seduced every single second of the physical, good, bad, and indifferent. lot of us literally leave and pull away from the spiritual, from the God within us. So we don't have a relationship with the God within us. We do not. And that's the shift that's occurring. More and more people are beginning to decide for themselves, think for themselves, govern themselves, and they say, I am going to meet the God within me. I am going to embrace the God within me, and I'm going to have a conversation and communication with the God within me. So when people say God, you're addressing the God within you, because the God within you is part of the whole God, the one God, source creation, the consciousness of everything. So how can you not be God if you were made, created by the God, by source creation? How can you not be? You are. That cannot be debated either. We are all in a absolute sacred mission. And the sacred mission is to transform this planet into a God planet. Why are we here? That's why we're here. Does that help us perfect? Sure it does. Does it help us experience? Absolutely. But our main mission, our sacred mission, is at this time, on this planet, is for us to assist with the shift. The shift is change into higher frequencies, different land, different water. It all changes. It does it every so often. We all know it. And it is in our relationship is inside of us. It's inward. Inward. And that's the meditation today. So if you would go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are, and the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. I can guarantee that each and every one of us at one time or another in the course of the day crunch our shoulders. We don't know it. We aren't cognizant of it. But when we draw attention to the moment, we go, holy cow, look at how tight my shoulders were. Wow. And we just drop them, and we relax, and we ease back in our chairs, which is basically the God within us. And the God within us embraces us, and the universe is all around us, and we relax. We let go of all of this baggage and all of these things that weigh on us, that we drag ball and chain through life. We just let it all go. We just let it go. And here's a visualization that you can use. Picture yourself with nothing at all, zero. Picture yourself with no clothes, no nothing, completely in your birthday suit, completely nude. You have no money, you have no clothes, you have no house, you have nothing, zero, period. And embrace that. Because I will tell you something. When the time comes for us and our sacred mission, of this sacred mission, to have finality, to be completed, we leave these bodies. And guess what? We leave everything that we have fought, scraped, worried, stressed, feared, anxiety, anger, distraction, hurriedness through our entire lives. We leave it all behind. It was never ours to begin with. It was just there to enjoy. That's it. So picture yourself that way. And eliminate the fear. The fear, remember, is the ego mind. It is a thought. It is dictated to the heart mind. We embrace it. We create it into reality. That's where it comes from. We are the creators of fear. We are. Each and every one of us. None of us are exempt from it. We are the creators of the fear that we all experience from one time, shape, form, or another. So understand that no matter what we have now or what we don't have now is temporary. It's always been temporary. So when you can literally separate yourself from this attachment, this physical attachment to things, that is when everything will flow to you and not away from you. That is a crucial element in us understanding the physicality of this world and these bodies. Is that, okay, so I am a major, massive creator. I am a creator. I move energy just by my thought. And I create every single second, 24/7. Unconsciously or consciously, I am creating without interruption. Always. Whether I'm creating bad things, negative things, fearful things, or whether I'm creating wonderful, happy, and joyous things, or whether I'm creating something in between. I am always creating. And it is up to us to determine and to organize and to understand, what do we really, truly care to create for ourselves in the civilization? So, as we relax the body, we move into the now. And as we move into the now, we focus only on the now. And when we do that, when we truly are focusing on the now, without effort and without ego, we focus on the now, we still the ego mind. We still the subconscious mind. Because everything's in the now. We have the past, the present, and the future. Now, a lot of us will go into our room, our subconscious, and we will roll our luggage out that we've acquired throughout our lives, that we've had, our experiences, and then we will bring it into the future to create our future and relive the past. That's what a lot of us do. It's not a bad thing, but do we really want to do that? I don't think so. We want to move forward, experience new things, create new experiences, create new things. So in the now, we are creating our futures. We are designing in this very moment our futures, what we desire to experience, what we desire. And you know what? We put an unknown out there. We literally do that. We say, well, I don't really care to know everything before I experience it. Why experience it if I already know it? So therefore, I would like to experience things that I really don't know how they're going to be, what they're going to be. But I do know what my intent is, and I do know I am a massively, omnipotently powerful creator, and I do know I am conscious, and I do know that I am inward. I love the God that I am. I love the body that the God is in. So the next thing we do is breathe. We want to breath in through the nose and breath out through the mouth. Breathing is so important for the bodies. It's so important for our focus. It's so important for our relaxation. It's so important for calming and peace and tranquility and benevolence. So we breath in through the nose, and we hold it a brief period of time to focus for 3 seconds. And the frequencies that we use for the 3 seconds are, I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. And we nicely breath out through the mouth. Take a wonderful inhale. 3 seconds in. Exhale. I want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Now, remember, the breath keeps us in the now. It focuses us on the now, only the now. And as we breath in, we're breathing in divine positive energy. It comes from the collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That includes all the universes, quantum, whatever level, whatever size, whatever density, whatever dimension, all of it. And it communicates through the God within us into the heart mind. It doesn't go through the ego mind, only through the heart mind. And we feel this vibrational frequency. It is always a deep love, a deep penetrating relaxation, a warmth, a security, a confidence. And are sacred. And our journey is inward. We are always moving inward. Always moving inward. This is our true journey. Because we learn who and what we are. Inward. And as we do this, as we breath this in, it communicates with us. It opens up a much wider, larger understanding of the power that each and every one of us truly are. Of the immortality of the God that we are. Of everything that we desire, we can create. It is a drop of the hat. Once we understand who and what we are. But then, will we really desire all the things we do now? Will we? Will they have any meaning at that stage or that point? It'll be for us to discover. Now, when we breath out, we're breathing out, of course, any kind of an argument that comes from the ego mind or the subconscious mind. No, embrace your past and relive your past and create your future from your past. And you're doing all right now. You don't need to do any kind of a shifting or anything. You don't need to go within, a journey within. You don't need to find out where the God is within you. That's all a bunch of poppycock. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything will be fine. And of course, we all know that that's not the case. That's false. Because we also know that the ego can never be satisfied. That's why it pushes the mind incessantly, because we are never satisfied for any length of time. It is because of the ego mind's miscombobulated every direction without any supervision. So we also have many with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We are with our heart, mind, and our God. All of these angels have been with us since day one. We all are vibrating at the highest of deepest eternal love, from the highest of deepest eternal love and the deepest of gratitudes. They vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them everywhere. We see them on occasion in humanoid form, and then we feel them and sense them, and some of us commune with them. And there are trillions of them, and thousands can encircle one of us at any given time. You can feel them now. And the same with the Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Thought, Hell, and many, many, many more. They have been mastering, just like we're doing. They have been mastering, and they have literally ascended out of physical form and maintain God form, which is basically pure energy. And they have been assisting us for a long time. And there's many, many, many of them. And they, too, are vibrating at the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes. Feel that, all of us, together, now. So, arm in arm, hand in hand, we form a circle around this planet Earth, Gaia. It's a halo, it's a circle of light. It embraces the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia. In this meditation, in this circle of light. And the light that we emit is brilliant. It is because it comes from pure, deep, eternal love light energy, of which created us. The source creation. The brilliance of the light that is within and so therefore shines outside, within and without, it cannot be viewed. It is so bright and it grays the darkness of space. And so as we, in harmony, in perfect vibrational frequency, begin to levitate, to float up above the planet, we encase the planet and ourselves in a gossamer sparkling field of impenetrable love light energy. The true light, not the Luciferian light. The true light of the God, source creation. And we are reminded that we are protected 24/7, always. It is only up to us if we decide that we don't want to be protected. We have the purple transmuting flame. We're able to dismiss all lower dark matter frequencies, all lower matter survival frequencies. We transmute them into electrolyte substance. We kick them back to the great central sun or source creation for repurposing, which means they are absorbed back into the one, and they are literally no more. And same with the violet ray, which comes in afterwards and cleanses the whole area from where they have tried to inhabit. And the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, a reminder to let us know in front and center of the power of healing that we are. The violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael, to remind us of the power and the strength and the resolve that we are. The white fire, our armor, the armor of the highest of highest high frequencies of deep eternal love. It's brilliant light. And the golden white pink light of source creation, prime source creator God, mother, father God, masculine, feminine. All created by source, by consciousness. Pure consciousness. So, the only way that we would be breached or affected in low frequency is that if we lower our low frequency, we open our front doors and we invite all the low frequencies in. Being consciously aware of this, maybe slip once in a great while, but for the majority of the time, we keep those doors shut. Now, as we do levitate above the planet, we step outside the body and we hover above it. And as we hover above the body, we have literally the whole entire incoming stream of pure, deep, eternal love light energy coming in from source creation, non-stop, flooding every part of us, inside and out. And we're compelled to call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, generosity, kindness, gentleness, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence, and they come in the Googleplexes. Googleplex fills this universe. They come in the billions of Googleplexes, the trillions of Googleplexes, from every direction, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs, and they are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of Earth, or Earth, hollow Earth, beneath Earth. All of these civilizations, and there are many, many, many of them. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this now, in this meditation, excuse me, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and they come arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, off-worlders, and there are many, many, many of them. All of these civilizations, just to name a few: the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're of full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come, and they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. An arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones. All of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love, the highest or deepest gratitudes, can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above, and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. And just to name a few, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaids, the dolphin, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. Full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the trillions, in shapes, colors, size, forms, configurations of which we have never seen before. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Lifting the fabric of all creation, of all consciousness, elevating the frequencies into more deep eternal love, of, from, and by. All of it. All of the frequencies, everywhere, saturating, reconfiguring, uplifting, increasing dimensional frequencies on all planes of existence. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, all in perpetual motion. This sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It saturates all that there is. It floods us, our biological bodies, our gods. It saturates us non-stop. All of those intents, all of those meditations, all flooding and saturating us. Part of the collective consciousness of existence, of all things, of everywhere. And we all are the gods within these forms. And our journey is always inward. It is never outside. It is always inward. Because as we begin more and more to understand who and what we are, the more we are consciously aware of what we're here to do. We look down upon the planet, Earth Gaia. We feel all of our family, of our brothers and sisters, other source creations. And we're all one. And we're all love. And you can see the God-light energy flooding and saturating everywhere. Feel it. Lifting the entire civilization of this planet into the higher and higher and higher frequencies of deep eternal love. Awakening their awareness and consciousness so that they begin to go within and they go inward, and their journey is inward. And then they begin to understand the true power that they really, really, really are. Magnificent creators, magnificent manifestors. Every split second, we're moving energy into form. Always sleeping, awake, moving energy into form simply by intending it. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. inward is where it's at, always has been. It is not and never will be outside of us. It is for all of us to determine and decide in our own way, in our own direction, to be inward, always within. Everything else is a piece of cake. Once you make that step, and once you concentrate and focus on the journey within, and always being inward with the God that you are, everything else is a breeze. It really is a breeze. So if you will, take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and into the night and into the following morning. We will have a special health call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line. And we're going to discuss synergistic applications point by point, A through Z, on what is this whole combination about, how are these connected, these formulations that we have and we're continually advancing with, and what is it actually doing for the physical well-being of these bodies that house the God within. So I suggest you bring something to write with. Hard copy, not computer. You'll be on the you'll have the computer, but the old-fashioned notepad and pencil. We'll be back here February 11th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue the Global Guided Meditation.